Good evening, everybody. It's so good to be back on the fourth day, fourth episode of seven things that you need to do to make your child successful. We talked about how your child can make it to the Ivy League colleges. We definitely talked about the profile. We talked about how to increase the critical thinking, analytical skills, logical reasoning, and the high order thinking skills of your child yesterday. And today, we will talk about how to raise a successful child. and sorry. And I thought I will take this opportunity to introduce you to somebody I work, live, spend my days very closely with. His name is Shivansh Gupta, and it is important that you hear from a successful teenager how he is able to manage his time well. It could be a learning for a lot of teenagers out there. And without much delay, it is about time that I should invite my guest for the show tonight. On your screen, coming up now, is Shivansh Gupta. Hi, Shivansh, how are you?
Hi, Dad. I'm very good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much. And it feels awesome taking the live from two different rooms in the same home, beta. Shivansh, I know that you know what I do. Okay. And I understand how you manage and plan your day well. Today, for this episode, I want you to become a teenager, which you are, who is talking to his coach. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I gave you this little surprise that you are supposed to come on live, and you had just 5 minutes to be ready with your laptop in your room. So, so let's start the show. Are you ready for it?
Yep, definitely.
Super. Okay, Shivansh, tell me a couple of things. I know that you have several hobbies, multiple of them actually. Okay, but what is very intriguing for me is how many languages do you know?
Are you talking about real world languages like English, Spanish, or coding languages?
Okay, okay, so that's a bouncer to me. So we'll now divide the questions into two. Okay, how many coding languages do you know?
All right. As for coding languages, I don't have an exact number because I've learned a lot of languages online through like self learning online on my own. But a few of them I can name the basics, which I believe like a lot of people know are HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Python. Then I took up the challenge and started learning low level languages, which are a bit harder to learn, which form the basics of computer like C++ and Java. I'm sure everyone knows about it. And then I also wanted to explore more in app building. So I started learning languages to create Android apps and iOS applications. So for Android, you need Java, and there's another language called Kotlin. So I was trying to learn that through online and how to create Android applications. So yeah, these are the languages I know.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, just for your understanding, whatever Shivansh Gupta talked about right now is all Greek and Latin to me. I am technologically handicapped, so he spoke about some languages which I do not know anything about. But but definitely, okay, Shivansh, tell me how many mobile apps or other apps you have made, and would you be able to share some information with us about that?
Sure, I would love to. I've made about 500 plus applications in total. They can be divided specifically. So you can say I have mobile applications, I have web applications, I have game development applications, so games, and I have applications for AI. So in web development, I have recently created an app called Movie which is not exactly an app, but a Chrome extension which has been accepted by Google. And you can go to Chrome extensions on Google. Just it's a free application. Just click on add. In 2 steps, you can add Movify, and this solves the problem that a lot of people like me, we want movies and we don't get them suggested often, and it's very difficult to get reviews from normal people, and sometimes you're confused with so many different reviews. So I created Movify to solve that problem, where you just type the name of the movie and you'll get reviews for it. So that's for web development. And then I created another app in web development called Polista, which is like kind of like Google Forms. But Google Forms, it takes hours and hours to create an entire too long form. So I solved that problem by creating a very short form, just 3 questions. You can put 3 to 4 options, as many as you want, and you'll create a short form, and you can send that to people via custom made message that will automatically come. You can send the code to people can see the form, they can access the results of the form, how many people have filled the form and percentages and etc. So that's for web development. Then for app development, I'm trying to create an iOS app. Sorry, not an iOS, Android app, which is basically which will take you. So it's a simple app about quiz. It's a quiz app which will take you on a quiz through coding, a journey through coding. It'll quiz you on different concepts like logical concepts, riddles, and etc. So that you can build up your critical thinking skills. And lastly, for AI, I'm trying to create multiple AI models which I can use to detect different stuff. So, for example, I created an app. So, like we on, I don't use Instagram that much, but what I know, you can have different filters and things that can mess up with your face, and you can just put different filters around all of you. So, I created an app like that, a AI app, where you can just choose different filters. Like you can put the clown filter, and you'll put like a red nose on top of you to make you look like a clown. You can put the googly eyes filter, which will put like eyes that are popping out of your head to make you look like a monster. So yeah, there are multiple features. So that's the last AI app. And coming lastly to game development, I created an app recently called Go Corona Go, which is basically a coronavirus multiplayer game where 2 people can play simultaneously. It's an infinite runner game where you just keep on running. It's like Subway Surfers, but it's 2D. You keep on running. You have to escape the virus, so you stay away from fake news. You collect vaccines to make you safe from the virus, and if you get the virus in the end, you have 3 lives, and if all of them get over, you get the virus. But that's not it for the game. You can still run around, and there are 2 players, like I said. So if one has the virus, it's okay, the other player can still run around. But if one of them touches the other one, and if both get the virus, then the game is over. So that's for game development, web development, AI, and applications that I've created.
Wonderful, Shivansh, and thank you so much, Beta, for taking me through your coding journey. I definitely want to understand what kind of coding competitions have you recently participated in for all our viewers to know, so that they can help their kids as well.
So I have participated in an MIT hackathon, which is I participated as a team competition with my school friends, and it was an AI hackathon where it was not an AI hackathon per se, but you can create different apps. So my team, we took up the challenge of creating an AI application called Bookify, where it was a MIT hackathon where you can where there are different themes. You choose 1 or 2 themes that you want to make an app upon. So there were different themes like community. There was another theme for helping in a post-COVID world. So in a world after COVID, create an application such that how will people use that application to help themselves in a world where COVID is over? Because we know when COVID was not there, the world was totally different. And now when COVID is gone, the world will be totally different afterwards. Because between that era when COVID was there, it has changed a lot in ourselves as who we are and how do we see others, how do we perceive others. So that difference in the pre-COVID world and new COVID world, these kind of themes will come in different hackathons. And like I said, I participated in an MIT hackathon. Then if you want to know more about hackathons, just Google up online hackathons recently, because a lot of hackathons have been shifted from offline to online because it's much more easier to do online, and you can participate in US hackathons as well. And yeah, so you just Google up hackathons and you will get different websites, all of that.
Okay, I have a question here, and I'm I'm not intrigued, but a lot of the viewers would be intrigued. One, you are shifting your chair too much, and we are able to see a drum set behind you. So, would you be able to give us a glimpse into your drum set, and maybe what other equipments do you have in your room there?
Could you see that?
Yes, we can see your drum set. And what about where is your guitar? It's not
Oh,
there.
yeah. Here, here it is.
Oh, super. Would you want to, just get your acoustic guitar and play something for us? Will it be possible for you to do that?
Yeah, I can do that if you give me like 1 2 minutes. I can get that
Yes.
system out. I'm
Okay, so
sure.
go ahead. You take your time. And you have to shut your camera before you leave the screen, Shivansh. That's how the professional etiquettes of being on the screen are. Super. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's Shivansh Gupta, and I've requested Shivansh if he can play a song for us on his acoustic guitar. I could not give him that much of time where he could have plugged in his electronic guitar, but wow, this kid is now able to. He learns more than 11 different coding languages. He didn't remember it. I do as his father, and he has a Google Chrome extension to his name called Movify. He has over 500 apps to his name. He has participated in various national and international hackathons. So that's on the computer front. We would get into a conversation with him again and understand what all else is he doing. But before that, uh, the topic for today's session is how do you really raise a successful child. And I thought that you might have been bored, and listening to me all these months, years, even in the last 4 or 5 lives which we are doing it continuously. And let's figure out from Shivansh what are his reasons for being. For me, he is a perfect epitome of a successful teenager who is able to manage a lot and still spend time doing a lot of things as per his interest. So we will ask him what are the traits of being a successful teenager uh, once he comes back. But till that time, it is about time that I should make certain announcements. Couple of announcements that I really want to make is Global Ed Connect Regionals is happening tomorrow and day after. It is sponsored and brought to you by uh, Huron University, Canada. It is sponsored and brought to you by Flame University in India. It is sponsored and brought to you by University of Essex, UK, and Trinity College Dublin, four of the finest universities across the globe. So you must come and attend tomorrow. If you're from North and East India, you should go and register on the link which is there in our Instagram bio. If you are listening to us on Facebook, we will try and put the links again on the Facebook. Go and meet, listen to the leading educators, and also you should be able to go and meet 30 plus leading universities, including four of our sponsors. Uh, if you're from North and East India, join us on 6th of August. If you're from South and West India, join us on 7th of August. But register it today, because tomorrow onwards we will not be able to add any more attendees to our list even for 7th of August. Shivansh seems to be back with his guitar. Shivansh, can you unmute yourself and play a song?
So, do you want a Hindi song or an English song?
I would love a Hindi song with her.
All right. So, I'll play something that's close to my heart and probably close to your heart too. All right. Here you go. बाबा कहती है बड़ा नाम करेगा, बेटा हमारा ऐसा काम करेगा, मगर ये तो कोई ना जाने कि मेरी मंजिल है कहाँ।
Thank you, Veda. Thank you so much for being so confident and being able to come onto the live and play that to impromptu. You were not given a heads up. This is super awesome. Okay, Shivansh, quick questions, beta. Uh,
Yeah.
I have understood about your coding journey. I also want to know about your mathematics journey. At one point in time, about a couple of years back, you were very scared of mathematics. Now you have developed a taste for maths. Also, not only a taste for maths, but you're doing exceedingly well in certain international competitions. Can you tell us how this happened from your scare of mathematics to the love of mathematics? How did it happen, beta?
So for mathematics, like you said, when I was in grade second or third, I was very scared of mathematics as a subject. It was not because of I disliked the concepts. I liked the concepts, and I'm a very curious child. So I have I have a thousands of questions when any concept comes up in any new subject. But the problem was that I was, in the sense, rote learning. So Pava, when you came to me and you helped me understand that rote learning is not the method that people are going to take in the future, because in the future, in the jobs that are required in the future, if we keep on rote learning, that's going to change our entire perspective of how we think about mathematics. And rote learning will never help you, because by just memorizing the formulas, you can't always get the questions right. All questions are not based on formulas only. So when you came to me and you told me about how rote learning is completely different from experiential learning, I changed my perception about mathematics, and I tried googling up, taking lessons from YouTube, and getting onto Coursera and trying to take advanced mathematics lessons and learning about not what exactly is the problem, but learning about why the problem is the way it is. Why do we do 30 into 40 as we put that X in between, right? We put that X and zero. Why do we put that? All of us know we have to put that, but we really don't wonder about the reason. So when you came and told me about the rote learning and the difference in experiential learning, I googled up, and with your help, I was able to understand the differences of how experiential learning makes our mathematical skills more faster. Plus, it increases my calculation skills, increases critical thinking, it increases problem solving, and solving logical questions. And it not only helped me in mathematics, but questions like riddles in the future were very easy to me, in the sense I was able to solve them much faster than I could do before.
Wonderful, wonderful. I love your explanation, and I am really proud of you the way you are able to explain about the skills like critical thinking and logical skills. My another question to you is, apart from just changing your fear of mathematics to love of mathematics, you recently participated in an international mathematical competition. What was it all about, and what was your national rank there?
So I participated in two international competitions, which you told me about, which I'm very, very grateful for. And those were a lot of fun to prepare for and afterwards do. The first competition's name was American Mathematics Competition, or more commonly it's known as AMC. And there are different grade levels: AMC 8, AMC 10, AMC 11, for 8th grade, 10th grade, and 11th grade, respectively. So I participated in the eighth grade when I in the eighth grade examination when I was in seventh grade. So it was one level ahead of me. But fortunately, I secured a distinction level, and I got the India rank is 32, I believe,
31.
and 31. Yeah, I'm not sure that. And the second competition that you told me about was CEMC. I don't remember the full form, but it's a competition hosted by the University of Waterloo in Canada. It's a very famous competition, and it is a lot of fun to do and to prepare for. And I participated in CEMC GOS 8, which is again the eighth grade, one level ahead of me, and I was able to secure distinction in that. And there was no international ranking per se, because they're going to put for that later on their websites.
Wonderful. You are also into multiple languages, and I'm talking about the language, the real life language. Okay. What all languages are you working on?
So I know, obviously, I know English, I know Hindi, which have been taught to me since I was a child. Then from school, I'm learning Spanish. I'm trying to prepare myself for the A5 or A1 level, whichever level it is for Spanish that I'm supposed to give next year, for my Spanish certification. Then, or through online courses and through researching myself, I'm trying to take a whole new culture and experience a whole new different variety of belief systems, etc., through taking the language of Japanese. So yeah, I know four languages. In that case, you can say English, Hindi, Spanish from my school, and Japanese as my language of interest by my own.
Wonderful. And I know that you really like your Japanese teacher. And she's putting a lot of effort. And I believe she is a Japanese origin too, right?
Yeah.
Super. Okay, Shivansh, you are now coming up with your authored book, your first ever authored book. Take us through that. What is the title of the book? When do we expect that to happen? Do not say, Papa, it's delayed because of you, because I know it is delayed because of me. But uh, tell me, what is the book all about?
So the book's title, which you asked, is called 13 Life Lessons by a 13-year-old. I'm a 13-year-old, in case you did not know that. To everyone.
I didn't know that. Wonderful. Thank you so much for telling me. Okay.
So moving on, the so 13 life lessons by by a 13-year-old, as it state itself, is a non-fiction book that as I, the author, go through 13 different key lessons which I believe is important for every teenager, for the world of tomorrow, that they're going to step into when they grow up. So I feel that these 13 life lessons have helped me a lot, and being a teenager myself, I can understand what other teenagers will go through and are going through right now. So this book is all about that. It's about going through your fears, what you feel, the anger and the sadness, the pain and the happiness of your life combined into one small guidebook. That it's like a teenager 101 book that helps you understand what it is to be a teenager, and how teenager and being a teenager is not a problem. You just have to look at it from a different way and use these 13 key life lessons to help you in your future journey.
Wonderful, wonderful, Shivansh, and thank you so much again for taking me through your entire book journey. Couple of more questions, and then possibly you're free to go. How are you able to manage so much? You are doing so many different things, and I remember you and me even talked about 3 days back about how you and me can now build emotional quotient for you. Your IQ is really high, you're learning so much, but it is about time that now we need to start working on your EQ. But tell me one thing, how actually are you able to manage so much? What is the zeal behind it? How are you able to do it? Where do you get the motivation from? Tell us something about that.
So, how am I able to manage it? It's again all because of you. The motivation, everything comes from you. It's not because you're my father, and I don't look to you always as my father, but I look to you more of my coach and my mentor. You're a career coach, and I really appreciate that. And I look at you as my teacher, as someone who I can learn a lot from, because you have a lot of experience in your division itself. So I look to you as a mentor. I look to you as a role model every day. Someone I hope to become when I grow up. Someone I hope to become as famous as someone who makes an impact on the world, on the world with just a few lines of statement. So I look up to you. I get my motivation from you. You help me. You help me get my AMC and CMCs right. You help me understand my math better. You help me get into all of these activities. You help me understand my passion for music. You help me understand the importance of coding and etc. I can go on and on and on about this, but due to the paucity of time. So, like I said, you help me a lot, and all of my management skills come from you. You have helped me. You've taught me different ways to manage my time. I've before I was not able to do a timetable thing. I was not able to make my to-do list. But now every day I open my Google Docs. I write a to-do list for the day. I check off what I've done. Then I create one for the next day. And I've used the apps that you've recommended me, like Google Calendar and Google Tasks, which I use every day and which remind me for what I have to do and what will I do the next day, etc. So yeah, all my motivation comes from you, Dad.
And imagine, son, that I am unable to do as much as you are doing because I still lack into my to-do list at times. Uh, Anyways, coming to another few things, I really want to understand. Apart from coding, you are a writer. You write poems. Now writing a book. You are into music. You are into drums. You are into guitar. You are into keyboard. Guitar, we heard it. I do not know whether it will be possible for you to give us a taste of your drums as well, but I'm sure audience will love it if you're able to just play any small little thing for us for the drums, whatever you can. But help us understand. Such a fabulous speaker you are at the age of 13, right? You're talking to hundreds of people listening to you right now. And let me tell you, I am not a role model. Kids like you are the role models who actually teach us as parents how do you manage your time, because we are unable to manage our time ourselves. So where and how did you really polished your communication skills? I understand that you participate in a lot of speech and debate. I see you awake at 3 o'clock in the night and 4 o'clock early morning, uh, you know sitting on your computer, talking loud. What kind of competitions do you participate in, and what is it all about? Is it speech and debate? Is it what?
So I participate in a lot of speech and debate competitions, like you said. Those not only help me improve my communication skills, they also help me improve other logical thinking, because debate is speech and debate is itself a sport in another category. So when we think of sports, we just think of football, cricket, all of that. But no, those are not the only sports in the world we live today in. Debating and speaking events, those are different kinds of sports themselves. So I have participated in multiple debate and speech competitions. Some of them are like the national ones themselves. Some of them are competitions that come up in our school. So we have debates in our school itself, and we have MUNs in our school, which will come up as I grow up in grade 8 and grade 9. And there are international MUNs which you can search up online. I'm in a WhatsApp group myself, which also gives you information about different kinds of MUNs. And then there are other kinds of speeching events that I have participated in through that WhatsApp group. And not only that, but I've been able to research a lot online, and I try to Google up different kind of MUN happening right now. And yeah, that's how I participate in speech and debate competitions.
Any particular speech and debate competitions where you really learned a lot from and you recently participated?
There is one called Behes, Behes, Behes. That's how you spell it. The Hindi word comes from there. It means argument. And behes.org is a place where you can go to and you can participate in different debate competitions. It's mainly for debate. There are speeching events also there, but it's mainly for debate. Right now, they had their national tournament currently just recently called Mahabhes, which I participated in. Fortunately, I got in the quarterfinals. They also have speaker awards for how well you speak in a debating event. So yeah, behes.org, behes.org is a place you can Google up online. There are multiple short events that they still keep on doing every weekend or so, and you can learn debating from there a lot.
Wonderful. And what about some of them? Harvard, Georgetown. Take us through that. You keep on doing something like that as well, right?
Yeah, that comes from Speech and Debate India, which is an academy I go to. And I don't have the access to Harvard and Stanford because it's my mentor, Mr. Rajiv Kacholia, which does that. But he helps us connect to the Harvard and the other universities in Speech and Debate India Academy.
Wonderful. So you are into coding, you are into music, you are into speech and debate, you are into multiple languages, you are a linguist, which is amazing, and you are into writing a book and you write poems as well. How well do you do in academics? Do you even pass or do you fail?
Um, Fortunately, I pass. I love academics. That's where I get more of most of my skills from. Maths and science is what helps me develop my other debate and all and other debate skills and other activities that I participate in. My favorite subjects, I love mathematics a lot, which I've recently developed a keen interest for. I really like science as a subject, which helps me develop my curiosity, especially physics and chemistry. And I like to study literature a lot. That's how I've come to writing and getting the confidence to write my own book. So I really am in love with academics, and I do love to study more whenever I can and whatever time I get to study.
Do you play video games like other kids?
I've played a little bit, but I'm not into video games that much. I don't play any video games at currently, and for a long time I've not been playing.
And what about the ones that you keep on teaching me?
The ones that I keep on teaching you, as in, could you give an example?
I do not know. You keep on playing it and you keep on teaching
Oh,
me.
okay. So you're talking about, okay, yeah, controller games
Yeah.
like Xbox. Yeah, right. So those are games that I really like to play with my friends, and like you are the only 40-year-old I've ever seen and I've ever enjoyed playing with. I can like feel the connection when we play together, because it's difficult to see people 40-year-olds who are exactly playing the same way, who fighting with me in the game and having loads of fun and sharing those memories together. So yeah, that's what I feel when I'm playing with you.
Super, super, Shivansh. Okay. Quick uh, request. We'll give you 2 minutes. I'm not too sure. I know it's night time. We do not want to wake up our neighbors. Could you play a small piece for us on your drum set?
Um, yeah, I'll have to get my drum kit. Can I get that in a second?
You have to switch off your camera. All
Yep.
right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's Shivansh Gupta. I'm a proud father. Thank you, everybody, for those lovely comments. Jyoti Vej, Suruchi Mundra, Harleen Arora, Avni Parekh, Anjali, Anand Seth, thank you so much. Uh, Reema Mukhopadhyay, Shikha Bhatnagar, everybody, thank you so very much. Shivansh is going to play a small little piece of drums for us. He played guitar just about couple of minutes back. But what do you take? What do you do to raise a successful child? First thing, encourage their faith. Young people, young kids are constantly being told that their worth is determined by how they look and they perform. Encouraging their faith is that where the value comes from. Uh, and we need to encourage their faith in themselves so that they are able to reaffirm their moral character. They're able to reaffirm their belief in themselves. Uh, Second, don't talk to your teens, listen to them. If you listen to them, they will have a loads to share. And if you listen more and talk less, you will be able to give them their space where they can flourish. It is also important that you reinforce standards within the teens. Children aren't born knowing what's right and what's wrong. As they grow older, teens face pressure from all sorts of areas: academics, extracurriculars. Um, you are getting pressure from of participating in into international competitions, national competitions. Uh, it's not only important to remind them what they are taught in their younger years, but it is also important to give them practical lessons. So my question to you is, uh, do you ever take your child to a bank? Do you ever take your child to a post office? Teach them how do you courier a letter. Teach them how do you make a fixed deposit. Teach them how it is important to uh, to learn about all these things which are really important about day-to-day life. Do you do that? It is also important to get to know their friends. not because you want to spy on them, just because you want to show them that you are keenly interested in their friends. It is also important to offer your wisdom, but always not as always uh, you know as a position of authority, but as a position of experience. Okay. It is important that you bring their focus back. You take them on an adventure ride where they learn a lot of things, but you give them enough free space to even explore. So that's very important. That's how you raise a successful child. And for me, what better than my own child, who was able to explain to you what all he does and what all is he able to actually uh, you know achieve in such a young age. Shivansh is writing a private message here saying that I cannot find my drumsticks, but I can play the piano. Shivansh, how about you choose one? You want to play the piano or you want to play the guitar once again before we end the show tonight?
I can play the piano to show something different.
Okay, go ahead, play the piano.
Cool. Tell me if you can hear it.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Come on, turn the radio on. It's Friday night and I won't be gone again. Turn my radio on. It's Friday night and I won't be gone. Then I hit the dance floor, hit the dance floor. I got all I need. No ain't no cash, no ain't no cash. I got you to believe. Maybe I don't need no bills to have fun tonight. I love cheap thrills. Maybe I don't need no bills to have fun tonight. I love cheap thrills. Yeah.
Okay, super. Just to end the show for me once, play that song again and on the guitar, and I'll be happy.
All right. There you go.
Or you want to play something else?
I can play something else, but I want to play that again so that.
Okay, go ahead. Do that.
All right. I'll begin in 3, 2, 1.
And I'll sing. Just give me the cue.
पापा कहते हैं बड़ा नाम करेगा, तेरा हमारा ऐसा नाम करेगा,
मगर तो
न जाने कि मेरी मंजिल है कहाँ.
thank you, beta. Thank you so very much. And it was lovely hosting you on a live show. I think it is first or the second time that you and me have come live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's Shivansh Gupta for you, a budding author, a young coder, a mathematician in the making, somebody who is linguist at a couple of languages already other than English and Hindi, and somebody who enjoys his music and is growing up to be a role model for a lot of teenagers. Shivansh, I would really request you to be that one teenager who can lead our high school student club, which we are launching. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are launching India's biggest high school student club. Over 1,200 students have already submitted their applications, and we have rejected some, approved some, and now it is open for the world at large at about less than 200 rupees a month, which is only to recover our logistics cost. So you can make your child participate in India's biggest high school student club called GUIDE, GIDE, derived from GUIDE. And just remember, to raise a successful child, it is no rocket science. Give them space. Be a good listener. Do not talk to them always. Just listen to them more than talking. Allow them to experience things in life. Encourage their faith. Believe in them that they'll be able to do it. Reinforce the standards within the teams, because they do not know what is right, what is wrong. It is us that we have to tell them. But at times it is also not about always saying no. Get to know their friends, show keen interest in their friends, not because you want to spy on them, but genuinely show your interest. Please remember, if your teenager closes the door and bolts it and locks it, that does not mean that he is doing something incorrect. It could just mean that he or she is looking for some privacy, which is their due right as dignified humans. Please note that if the teenager is on the mobile, it is not necessary that they are just joking. They could also be finding information, which is so important in the digital era. If they are playing video games, that does not mean that they will lose out on academics. It just means that they want some me time, and they do not have much to do, at least in the COVID era, to go out and do it. So allow them be. Taking off video games is not the answer. Monitoring them in a manner where you are able to manage and explain it to them that everything, when it is done in limited time, is good, and excess of everything is bad. So do these small little things, and that's how you will be able to raise a successful child. Signing off for night tonight. Look forward to see you on the Global Ed Connect Regionals, brought to you by Huron University, Canada, one of the finest liberal education universities in the world, Trinity College, Dublin, Flame University, Pune, which is pioneers of liberal education in India, and University of Essex, which is one of the good universities, great universities out of UK. So come and meet 30 plus leading universities tomorrow and day after. If you're from North and East India, come and meet them on tomorrow. If you're from South and West India, come and meet them day after. And not only that, you'll also get to attend, and your children will get to attend some amazing workshops, which they will be able to learn a lot from. And they will be able to also listen to some leading educators. Until next time, take care, stay safe, keep wearing your face masks, sanitize your hands properly, maintain social distancing, because the only way you can save the world is by saving yourself. Good night. God bless.